Hello, welcome to this edition of our Dear program. And I say dear because we thank you all who are beginning to join the train of our viewers, Timeless Conversations. Today, I have a very dear friend and brother and a consummate music and entertainment administrator, but first and foremost, a distinguished Nigerian reggae musician by the very popular name, the one and only Orits Willki.
Thank you, my brother.
Hi, Orits.
My brother Lekon.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you again.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, great.
Thank you.
Now, this is a gentleman who has contributed a great deal to the management of the music industry, to the entertainment industry, and is still contributing. He's discovering more and more talent. Anywhere he goes, he sees new talent. He gets involved with the nurturing and development. We will come to that. But first and foremost, let me ask you, Orits.
Yes, please.
How did this start?
Professionally, it started out interestingly. Because I was working with NTA Benin. Mm-hmm. And one day, somebody ran upstairs and said, a man wants to see me. I said, who? He said, Ben, by name. So I went downstairs. I saw him. He was one of the founding members of the entertainment industry then. And then he said, Prince G.A.D. Tabansi wants to see me in Onitsha. Mm-hmm. Because we used to have a program exchange with LTV at Enugu.
Yeah.
And so some of my programs that I was producing, and that was how he was able to
identify
and said he should come and fetch me. Mm. So I actually went with him, went to see Prince G.D. Tabansi, and he told me he's been following my program and he wants me to come and handle the video session of his recording studio. Then Tabansi used to be called the Mecca of body
It
stars.
was the Mecca.
So everything was happening down there in the east.
Yes.
And so some of the equipment came pretty late. And so when they were building, I was seeing myself as, what am I then doing every day? I started going to the studio downstairs. Okay. There I met late Jake Solo.
Jake Solo, yes.
With some other foreign engineers, Tom and Leah Aaron.
Okay.
Who were one Jamaican and one British. Mm-hmm. So I started working with them, studying the rudiment of sound recording. Mm. And then from there, the studio was ready. So I was in charge of the video session as well as the A&R department. So I approve any artist that is supposed to be recorded. Okay. So I was doing that until late Joe Solo decided to say he wants to go and make his own studio. Mm. So I moved with him.
You did?
Yes. So we now had Jake Solo Productions.
Yes.
Having myself, himself, and Roy Obika.
Roy Obika, I remember Roy Obika, yes.
In Onitsha.
Yes.
So we ran that until Jake Solo died. Mm. And when Jake Solo died, I was still in there, opened up my own small studio called Zion Lake, recording studio. And then Lemmy Jackson was coming to the east to do his production as well. And he said, oh boy, why not move to Lagos? Mm. Lagos is where it should be happening now because Decca is back, Funodis is back.
Yes.
So you want us to work together.
And Tabansi also had that presence on Honorable Road.
In Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah. But then the studio were in
the studio was in Onitsha, okay.
And so I came to Lagos working with Lemmy Jackson under Lemmy Jackson Music.
Music, yes.
So we're working together, and then there is hardly any artist of note, in this country that was released between 80 and the late 90s that I was not part of.
Yes.
From Majek Fashek, you see that I did the percussions. Yeah. To Raski Mono, I did the horns. To a lot of them, Peter Otong, Iso Black, Alex. So the list
is
actually
endless.
endless. So
Yes.
they've all had a bit of me.
Yeah.
And so in 1989, I said, okay, let the doctor or the native doctor also cure himself. So that was
physician,
exactly,
heal thyself.
yes. So that happened to be my first recording,
Yeah.
which was Tribulation in 1989.
Yeah.
So that's where since then is.
And that was a super
Yes.
hit.
So since then, we've been out there doing the best we can.
But that transition took some time.
Yes, yes. Actually.
Why?
Yes, because I knew where I was going.
Okay.
And there was no need to rush because I wanted a situation where I can define my sound. I can define my sound because when you can play instruments, you'll be able to interpret what is inside of you far better than any producer in this world. Yeah. So, but when you cannot, you give an idea to the producer, he is going to also interpret it the best way he thinks.
Or get a musician or an instrumentalist
who can interpret it.
Yeah.
But none of them may be able to interpret it exactly what is in your head.
Yeah, except the very exceptional session men.
People. Yeah. So if, for example, I play guitar and I have a song I have written in guitar expression, so if I put it down, then others will be able to follow up.
Okay.
And the direction will remain same. And that is why if you play Majek Fashek, you will see that it's far different from Raskimono.
Yeah, it is.
If you play Raskimono and you play Orits Willki,
yeah,
you see that it's quite different from each other. Yet it's reggae music.
But then, how many instruments do you play?
I play almost all.
You haven't answered my question.
Really?
How many do you play?
I play the bass guitar.
Okay.
I play the drum is my major.
All right.
I play the guitar itself.
Yes.
I play a little bit of keyboards.
The keyboards.
I dare the horns sometimes.
You dare the horns. I like that. That's some challenging instrument.
Yes, very.
Yes.
Then I play miscellaneous percussions as well.
Okay, please explain miscellaneous percussion.
Miscellaneous percussion, shekere,
okay,
kabasa, agogo,
yes,
shaker,
okay,
tambourine. You know, these are all spices that make music interesting.
So food is nothing without spices.
Exactly. And so when you put a song down, so to curry it to a more appetizing sound, the percussionist will have to sit down and say, okay, there's an opening here, I can drop my triangles here. There's an opening here, I can drop my kabasa here. I can drop an ogene here. I can drop side stick here.
Right.
And so by the time you hear the uniqueness of all these spaces that are available in the song,
it becomes
so interesting and full. And so something is sweet in the music, you cannot tell why it is sweet. So it is the combination of all these percussions put together to sweeten the music that you have recorded.
Okay, let me recall something you just said. You said a while back now. You said if you had an idea of a sound in your head and you cannot play the the instrument, you can never really have the full expression.
Exactly, you can't.
Now, how many musicians or performers today are that gifted or that prepared?
Very few. Very few. Very few in our own climate.
Yes, first and foremost, our charity begins at home.
But in the civilized climate, before you call yourself a musician, you must be a fantastic instrumentalist.
Please, can I disagree with you?
Go ahead.
We're civilized.
Okay. So down there, sometimes you start from as early as age 5 with a beautiful keyboard in your sitting room that your father, your mother will just buy for a birthday for you. And so banging on those keyboard at age 5, before you are 11, you're already playing fantastic, keyboard notes.
But then, it's not everybody who has that kind of background. What can the industry do?
Okay. I think most of our youth too are lazy this time because everybody is in a hurry to be a Davido or a Whiskey because they do not understand why I can sing. I can sing. Give me any beat. Create beat for me now. You know, a flow. You know, and so you think that is what musicianship is all about. No, it's not. You know, they are what we call songs that are inspirationally, you know, written down. So such song will outlive you.
Yeah.
They are what we call jam songs. As I come into the studio now, I just hear one beat. I say, oh, well, play that beat again. You know, I just flow on it. Those are mechanical songs. They are not real song that is inspired, you know. I can write a song for 3 months.
Yeah.
One song. I can write a song for 4 months. I can write a song for 6 months.
Yeah.
I can write a song for a year because the melody might come to me, I put down the melody without the words. And you think I have forgotten. One day, that melody is going to bring its own unique message.
Yeah.
And so you might have a verse written, verse 1 written, or the intro written.
Yeah.
You don't have the verse message yet. You leave it. A time will come when the message will come and you drop it down. You might write the 3 verses in a week.
Yeah.
And then when you hear this kind of song, they will outlive you. Because you are inspired to write.
Yes.
Not because I just want to jam a song, you understand? Songs I wrote 30-something years ago.
Yes.
Like Tribulation, for example. Sometimes even me, when I listen to it, it's like I'm talking about today.
Yes.
Very prophetic, and I begin to wonder, so when we thought we were suffering 35 years ago, we were actually enjoying.
In fact, that triggered something. Fela wrote Shuffling and
And smiling,
Smiling.
you understand? Way back.
Way back.
Now, look at the real suffering now.
Bread in Kokolo Ibi. Bread has gone to Kokolo level now.
So now, I grew up in this country where Omo was sold for 15 kobo.
Yes, now.
15 kobo. And so when I tell my child that I bought my first car, a B2 car for 3,700 naira, brand new.
You can't buy the tire now.
My children will be laughing, Daddy. I said, no, that's what I used to say to my father when he said he was earning 4 pence
Yes.
as salary.
Yes.
You understand? So you begin to wonder what the world is all about. So when we thought we were suffering at the time, we were actually enjoying.
Yeah.
Because the suffering was far ahead of us.
Yeah, but all that was captured in well-written songs.
Exactly.
So, but let's go to instrumentals.
Yeah.
Right. Those instrumentalists, the session men,
They are the real
professionals.
They are the real gods.
You understand me? Exactly. So
Yeah.
now, it's not every performer that should be an instrumentalist.
That's correct.
Now, but we can't therefore conclude that today's youth are lazy.
Yeah, let me explain why I said so. Even
We can say they're in a hurry.
Even in music, the voice is regarded as an instrument.
Yes, it is.
It's regarded as an instrument.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that just having that voice is not alone, because if you have that voice, you do not understand, you know, a musical instrument to interpret that voice.
Okay.
If you get 3 keyboardists together and said, "Hey, listen to this song, please back me up," 3 of them are going to express the song differently.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So 3 of them may not even satisfy what, you know that something is still missing. You know, because they've not been able to actually, you know, position you in that melody that is in your head. You understand? So that's what I try to mean by when you can interpret yourself, you know, through an instrument, you make a lot of job easier for all the other session musicians.
It's advantageous for the performer to also know how to play one instrument or the other.
Very important.
It's advantageous.
Very important.
Now, in the music industry today in Nigeria, we'll come back to you because you are the real thing, but we'll keep going back and forth between your administration, your administrative effort, right, and your performer's effort. Now, but talking of the music industry in Nigeria today, there is this idea that musicians can be better catered for than they are. You are currently the chairman or president of
Chairman. Yeah.
of MCSN.
That's right.
And you had been in the trenches for long.
That's correct.
We were there.
You know.
I was one of those.
You know.
I was one of those who you came to. Look, you have to do this. I am not part of your fight. Face your fight. But both of you are well-known people to me.
Right.
Therefore, let's go with one. If you are now the approved one, we'll go with you.
That's right.
Okay, at least we were able to make sure that some money was coming out.
good.
However, today, you have won the battle, and the musicians look up to you. The industry depends on you. How are you doing with the issue of royalty for musicians first?
The battle is not over.
Yeah.
I will say that we are one step ahead.
Okay.
One step ahead, first of all, getting the approval or the endorsement of the regulatory body, which is what we had been fighting for. Our fight was misconstrued by a lot of people. Our fight was simply that let us not have one single one for the entire nation, because Nigeria is too big. And that will provide a choice for people, assuming I do not like the way my songs were managed, you know, in a particular society. I should have another to fall back to. That was our message. But they felt otherwise. They said, you know, it's got to be one. And we said no. If we are signatories to the Bern, Rome, and the Convention and WIPO Convention, then we should behave like the other civilized countries. Because
you like that word, let's say advanced countries.
Advanced country, okay. So you have countries like America, where you have not less than 6 or 8 agencies, you know, doing royalty corrections.
Yes.
You know, but down here we said we have to fight to have more than one, and we succeeded. That is one step ahead.
One step.
The other step now is that the users have become so used to using free music over the years that it's difficult for them to bring out money to pay for the music that they use.
On a commercial level?
On a commercial, yes, on a commercial level, actually. Because when you do want to open a radio station, for example, while you are thinking for money to buy the diesel, or your
utilities and other overheads.
Yes, so you should also make provision for the music you are going to use, because they are all raw materials for you.
Yeah.
So the musician cannot be the one who will bear the pains of you using the free music, and then they come asking for their money. I say, do you know what I spent as overhead costs? I paid 1 million naira for video, for diesel. Salary I have not been able to pay, this one, and that. So because of that, I don't have any money to pay for music. But you use the music. Yeah, but so then people have become used to that kind of life, and so it's difficult for them now to actually let go money. Some few are complying, you know, and that's why we said by the time we got the approval, we didn't want to act like, you know, somebody who will go mad. We said it would be nice to educate the people, the reason why there's need for them to pay. Yeah. Some will say, okay, the money is too much. We'll come to a formal agreement. This is what we can pay, and we'll accept. You know, but even when you accept, it's still difficult for them to make payment. I am looking forward to a time where we earn our musicians get their checks every quarterly, like it is done in advanced country. Yeah. So what do I give to my musicians when you have refused to pay? And so this is the point at which we are in now. We have been very, 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 you know, sympathetic with the cost of everything and all that, and as such, come to a formal discussion with a lot of them and say, okay, just start paying this for now until such point where the tariff can come up again.
I was going to ask you, you know, that for an industry that offers exposure to the talents who are the performers, can't the end users be seen as partners in progress
Of course, they are partners.
and be taken
Yes.
along in the consideration of costs.
That is the reason why I say we dilly-dally with them.
Yeah.
But some also are very, very, how will I put it?
Adamant?
Is that
Yeah.
adamant, with impunity. You understand? Some will tell you, am I not promoting? You are promoting me. You are using my music for free airing, and you're saying you are promoting me. Stop playing my music. Let me see how your station will survive. You understand? So it's supposed to be a collaborative thing. It's supposed to be partners in progress.
Yes.
And so when you do come, there must be a ground where you will say, okay, oh boy, see how things be. See, we too will tell you, you see, our musicians are crying. Some are dying of ordinary typhoid because they don't have money. This is their livelihood. They don't have pension.
Yes.
This is their pension. So you must be considerate to know that, okay, somebody owned the music that you're using and be sympathetic towards that by agreeing to be paying so, and it has to be regular. I don't have to start dragging you all the time. When you know the year is ending, the next year license, you're supposed to make payment, you know. So that is the second level we are in now that I said.
Okay, that's the current level.
Yes.
We'll take a break now. You understand? And then we'll come back.
Okay.
We'll discuss the tariffs.
Yes.
Right. How do you determine what to charge?
Yeah.
And the intricacies of applying such tariffs. Please stay tuned. We'll take a short break now. Welcome back from that break. We're still on our program, having a guest who is very passionate about his he's very, very, very passionate about the rights of musicians, collection of rights and all that. Orits Willki is our guest on today on Timeless Conversations. Now, Orits, we were talking before the break about tariffs. These tariffs, how do you come to define them? Okay,
Tariffs have standards. And these standards are based on, one, your listening coverage. Okay? How far is your listening? Because these are what they do as research.
Yes.
Before they send you invoice. They know how wide your coverage is. They also monitor your adverts that you collect, year in, year out.
Yes.
And so now, when they are applying this, the way it is done, I may not be able to do that here now. So it comes down to ₦1 per a listener. Okay? If, for example, PlusTV, we'll be able to find out that your reach out is well over 20,000 people. Or 50,000 people, or 100,000 people. So by the time they are doing the tariff, it is going to be a cost per a listener. If a listener is going to be like, say,
or a viewer
is going to, to say 5 naira or 20 naira, per view. So these are eventually multiplied.
And
then it comes to a figure that can be sent to you. And so you are going to say, this is too much.
It is.
It's too much. I mean, then we say, okay, as it is like this, to be in compliance with the partnership there, because we're supposed to build the industry together. No musician can build the industry all by himself without the broadcast media.
Not at all.
Neither can the broadcast media exist without music to keep your listeners, on. So we need each other. So there must be that kind of understanding to say, okay, you need me as much as I need you. So this is what I can pay. And we say, no, let us meet at this point. It's something we can easily. So, but when some of them come, with some kind of recalcitrant motives, and he say, why should I even pay? No, I'm providing exposure for the artist. If they don't like, let them take their music. If everybody take their music, what do you play? So at the end of the day, we caution such people. It is by law that you must pay for these things.
Yes.
And so when we see that our judge is not going the right way, then we may have to apply the law by taking you to court, to tell the court why you think you can use my music. At that point, it's no longer just using my body, it's an infringement.
Yeah.
We'll be taking you on. And so that is worse and dangerous, because you're not going to be talking of tariff at that point. You're not going to be talking of tariff, because you're going to be paid for damages for using my work for a number of years without you paying. And so when they ask you to pay in billions and in hundreds of millions, you say, how can they ask me to pay? For example, the multi-choice this thing, we got about 6 billion. And people were saying, how can, royalty get? No, it was an infringement. So it was a judgment debt. So it's not by the calculation of what tariff it was supposed to be. So you have erred, and so you come with the punishment. So at that point, it's difficult for you to start negotiating.
Okay. Yeah,
Except
well,
of course
you're already in court.
Yeah, you're already in court. And if you have a judgment signed against you, and then that's when you now start saying, I can't pay this money now. Where am I going to get billions to pay? So you're either going to be losing your station, because at the end of the day, if you can't pay, the law will take its course.
Yes.
So we don't always advise people to allow things to get to that point. Do it right when it is under our control.
Yes.
So you must pay for royalties. And so when you see invoices coming to you, we don't force. We don't go by. No, we come in a very gentleman. This is the invoice. And so, do you have any reason why you will not pay us?
Yeah, but the way you've explained it now, it sounds very easy to flow with.
But that is the truth.
It's not that easy.
That is the truth. You know the time. You know how many times when I was at Eco FM. You know how many meetings we had.
Yes, I know.
It may not be easy for a corporate body like a government-owned this thing, because you have to pass through a lot of decision makers.
Yes.
But when you have a private station, it's easier, because I can say, okay, I look on this station at your own. Say, yeah, say, come on, I don't get money. I don't get money. I say, how we go do them now? My people must chop.
They must.
So
they have a right to.
Yes. So it's their right. And he said, okay, I beg, let me be paying this.
Yeah.
As time goes on, we can always
we'll
come
keep
up with
developing the industry together.
This is the way it's supposed to be, and this is the way we approach people.
Yeah, but people also say there's been accusations in the past that the musicians don't get the money.
Yes,
the owners of the copyright don't get the money. Except the big ones.
Not in our case. In our case,
okay, cite for me examples of people you have paid or you are paying.
Last year alone, we paid not less than between 600 and 700 million.
You did?
Yeah, because the judgment debt we had from multi-choice enabled us to pay for the number of years that they used the music, 2006 to 2020. So anybody who was a member of MCSN from 2006, they were cashing out actually.
Okay.
I'll show you, number of prayers. Excuse me. That came in, and then assuming 3,000 people were members at 2006. Only those 3,000 people will benefit
from that kind of payment
for 2006. And so peradventure 2007 we now had 4,000.
Yeah.
Only those 4,000 will benefit
for that year.
Okay. So if you're already a member from 2008, from the distribution of 2008, you must get your own.
That brings up the question: who qualifies to be a member of MCSN?
Anybody who creates music, who is a songwriter.
Oh, only the songwriters?
Songwriter, and by extension, if you are a writer, a book writer. Yeah.
The instrumentalist, Nko?
The instrumentalist, normally you have, when you are filling your form,
yes,
there is a place a column that said, those that perform in the music, they are listed. So if you have a bassist or a shekere who played in that listing, their names are listed in that form that you are signing, that you are signing to us. And so when 10,000 naira comes for you, it is spread among you and those people.
No, wait.
Yeah.
It means that if I were a songwriter,
yeah,
and also I perform,
yeah,
I'm a singer,
yeah.
So whoever takes part in the production
is entitled to something.
Is entitled to something which would only be administered directly by me.
No. It is shared by a particular formula.
Yes.
If, for example, three of you wrote the song, only you cannot get the 10,000 naira.
And so who is going to spend? Who will disburse it?
It is the society.
But I'm the only one that registered.
No, you registered and fill in the names of others.
Names and their contacts. Oh, okay. Now,
so if you do it alone, and then there's complaint later, they will sanction you because you kept the information.
Who are these days?
I mean, if those who wrote the song with you,
or those who performed with me,
and they're able to prove that they performed, or they co-wrote this song with you,
okay,
and then that artist should be sanctioned, because there's a provision there that you ought to have filled those who sang with you, who wrote with you.
Okay, now you said something about books.
Yeah.
MCSN handles copyright for books?
Alliance, yes.
Really? How?
Yeah. For example, there are books that have been turned to movie.
Okay.
And so when it's now a movie, music is involved. So they are like Siamese twins.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the movie industry on the board of MCSN, for example.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Nollywood. We have the Directors Guild, all of the guilds.
They're represented
at the board of MCSN. So if you are a music score, who writes for films and only, you also have representation in.
But not necessarily from the sale of the movie.
No, not from the sale, but from performance of the movie. They might be on DSTV, for example, shown all over the hotels in Nigeria for commercial values. So you are entitled to something.
Now it's getting very interesting.
It is.
There are people professionals who do voiceovers. I do voiceovers.
Yeah.
Now, are they entitled to anything administered by MCSN?
If you, as a voiceover artist,
register
with MCSN, I can assure you will get something.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I say no.
Yes.
It's not happening yet now.
It's happening. We have some voiceover, members.
So for as many times as they play back that
jingle, there was a jingle that was played. Should I be saying this? Okay, that was played in a particular station, and this guy did this jingle like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, they've been using that jingle for over 10 years, and then the guy said, "This jingle, you don't tell me I do this thing now. They are still using it. They ought to pay me some more money because they didn't tell me you're going to use for this X number of years."
No, he didn't sign anything.
Yeah, he didn't sign anything.
Yes.
But they took him to court. They took the station to court. And they got judgment against the station.
That's MCSN took the station to court?
No, the guy.
The
guy took the station to court and got, because when I did the jingle for you, you understand, and you didn't pay me outright, okay, to say, okay, this jingle, I'm buying it off from you, so that the copyright in that work will now reside in you that bought it, outright. you know. So I cannot come back to you tomorrow to ask you for any fee. But if you pay me money, I go to the studio.
Yeah.
I did a jingle for you.
Yes.
You have just paid me for
the voiceover.
The voiceover and the production of that jingle.
Okay.
You have not paid me for the copyright of the works itself. Yeah.
But not many people know this.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but that is why we educate a lot of people that come to our seminars sometimes, you understand? So we have a lot of work to do. Because
there's residual copyright.
Yes.
In
every
performance.
Yes, in every performance. So if, for example, I know that Station Lakon needs my service as a jingle producer.
Yeah.
I will do 4 or 5 jingles, say of what length, duration, we'll do everything, and I'll bring them to your table. You say, oh boy, how much shall I go pay for this thing? I say, let's say this thing, just give us 5M. You know, that 5M only cover the production.
Except I give you an indemnity. Yes, you have to.
So you will now say, what am I paying 5 million for?
Yes.
Should I, as well have the right to these jingles? So if you want to have the right, then give me 10 million. You say, no, I can't do that, but I want to buy it outright.
Yes.
We'll square up at 6 million. I'm going to give you 3 million now. And in so and so time, I'll give you the balance of 3 million. I can't come back to you.
Over a period of time, I'll pay that.
Because already there's an agreement that clearly states so.
Yes.
But if there is no such an agreement, I can come back to you.
So what it means really is that to every performer, there must be that intention to protect his residual rights.
Exactly.
In that performance.
Even 70 years after he died.
No, I thought that 50. No, I thought that 50. It's 50 years, but 50 years. No, I thought it was 50 years that it enters into the public domain.
70.
70?
Yeah, that's when it enters public domain.
Wow. So it means that a lot of people are owing me money.
It's plenty now.
Well, this is an eye-opener.
Yes.
And it's a good thing we're having this conversation.
Right.
We should be taking a short break now. Thereafter, we're going back to your music.
No problem.
Please stay tuned.
Thank you.
It's still Timeless Conversations. My guest is Orits Willki. You're welcome back.
Thank you so much.
So Orits, I recall one of your songs. That's the one that had the Islamic chant
Heart
in
of
it.
Stone.
Heart of Stone.
Yeah.
You understand? What really inspired that song?
Okay, we're talking before, and I said songs that are inspiringly written.
Yes.
That song happened to be my biggest hit ever. Surprise? Because it happened in a time where there was religious problems up north in Kano.
Okay.
Where a lot of people died.
Their lives were lost.
Lost their lives through religion. And I said, we are supposed to be the eagle eye, the eye of the public. When the public is doing right, we praise them. When they are doing the wrong, we also state so. So I meditated and I said, okay, if we are humans, if Allah or God wants people to fight for him, we'll be too weak as human, because you have the angels who are the warriors, you understand, who are the champions for war.
Yeah.
So it will be foolish for us to fight in the name of Allah and in the name of God, because the principle of God is peace.
Yes.
And so why should we go fighting and killing ourselves, foolishly actually, So I said, okay, I was going to do this song, and I was going to marry the Muslim and the Christians together. So in it, when we wrote the song and then we were producing in the studio, then it got to a point where we want to do the chant, and I said, we'll have to go and get an afar.
Yes, to do the right
thing. To do it the right thing. I don't want to take chances. So we got an afar from Agege, to chant the Allahu Akbar.
Yes.
You know, so we also do the Amen for the Christian. And so it came out and people were like, wow. You know, a lot of people listened to that song and I was surprised.
Yeah, but some people accused you.
Yes, some do, but some did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you sincerely do a thing from the bottom of your heart, that will exonerate you.
Yeah.
And the truth will stand far more than the lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that. Now you said it was your biggest hit.
Yeah, it was.
In terms of what? In terms of revenue or in
terms of revenue, in terms
acceptability?
of sales, in terms of acceptance.
Yeah, but I thought Tribulation was.
No, Tribulation was not near
Heart of Stone.
What Is What That yet. What Is What That was the massive single that had Heart of Stone. Yeah, it was far more.
Okay.
Sales.
So what is? They know Heart of Stone was the album.
No, What Is What That
I keep
was the album.
confusing it.
Yes. What Is What That was the album. Heart of Stone was the song.
The song. So it became the biggest single from it.
We also have What Is What That as a song inside
As
the
a
album.
song inside the album. And that's where the confusion comes from.
Yeah.
Now, that song is about how many years old now?
Wow.
30-something
That was
years?
1990.
Yeah. So 1990.
Yeah. No, 91.
91.
Yeah.
So it's about 33 years old.
Yeah.
So 33 years ago, you wrote the song.
Yep.
It's still
Very
relevant
relevant.
today.
When you hear it, it's as fresh as...
It's as fresh as yesterday.
Yes.
And songwriting, is it a gift or a craft or both?
It's both. First, you have to be gifted. You know, the craft comes in with doing your own, thorough research. When you write a song, you do a research on a song. You meditate,
Yes.
Spiritually, and then the right words will come to you to express yourself in that mode of chords. Because, when you're dealing with music, it'll be wrong for you to fix in a word of love in a war chords in music. There are songs that you spread the chords, you know that this chord is not love inviting. You understand? This is war.
Yeah.
You understand? And then there are chords you will spread, you say, I want to make you cry. And so I play the melody, then I fix in the right words into the right chords.
To engender that mood.
By the time I play to you, you see water dripping out of your eyes because I've just taken you somewhere. That is gift, So you need to do the research to be able to know what kind of chords can I play if I want to talk about a love song. I want to sweeten a woman's heart. So you're going to, invoke those chords. First of all, you listen to it, and then you also invoke the words that should marry those words so that it comes like bread and butter. Because sometimes you have words that are wrongly fixed in a particular chord.
Spirituality
Very
has been coming out of what you have been saying.
Definitely.
In fact, you used a very strong word and you said invoke.
Invoke, yes. You have to invoke the right words.
To get your
perfect,
message out or
to get the perfect blend.
Yes.
So first, it is not, you are not thinking about what the people, or you are not talking about the people, now you are talking about the words. This is the chords I have played. These chords, I said, no, I'm going to move these chords because it wouldn't fit the words.
Yeah, but because you're an instrumentalist,
yes,
that's why.
That's part of it.
Because most times, most people who write songs,
they don't know about this.
They don't know about it. They will just write maybe a poem.
It's the duty of the producer who will now interpret it.
Yes. But in that interpretation, now comes the advantage of being an instrumentalist.
Exactly.
Like these days, there are songs that are very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful, even by the younger generation of Nigerian musicians.
Do you know music has gone beyond just for pleasure?
Yes.
It's now used as medicine, for curing certain ailments. Just music,
Really?
Google
I actually saw a video recently of a blind child
now.
His mom said connects better once he hears music. And there was a saxophonist who came to
Okay.
play for that child.
Even
And you could see the child come alive, yes.
Do you know that you can stay by the seashore, maybe with your sax or your keyboard, in a lonely seashore? There are chords you will play. The fish will all come out around you there.
They would?
Yes, they will come around. You will see a lot of fish listening to that music.
Yeah, but there are no fish that you start to catch.
No. You know, you just, especially dolphin. They are very, very smart at listening to music.
They're quite smart. Yeah. Smart. See, if as a performer, you have that talent, wouldn't you expect that around you, society would encourage? How else can society encourage the nurturing of talents in our environment?
Well, first of all, you have to be sure that the talent has the talent. You understand? Yeah. Because if you are carried away by some amount of wants and desire to be a star by a little chap that you heard sing or you watch perform, then you may not be going far. You have to ascertain that, does this guy really have this stuff? If I cancel or if I interview some of the artists that come for consulting to me, and I hear words like, Baba, this song, I beg. Now here, you have to, I don't need anything. I don't, just record me. Let me just blow, record me. I don't want the money. And I will tell you to get up and walk away. Because it means you're not
committed.
You're not called.
Your heart is not even there.
No.
Yeah.
You know. So I want to see an artist come to my studio and say, Daddy, how can we make money out of this? I need you to listen to it, and so if there's a future in the song, first of all, you know, that seems to be an artist who knows where
who has commitment.
Who knows where
but you know, should we blame technology, for instance? No. In those days, right, you had formal studios, huge things and all that. Honestly. These days, all of those things have been compressed into small devices, you understand me? So, and these guys can get those devices. Yes. There are softwares you can install on your computer, and you will turn a small room into a studio. Yes. That's so, because it is easier to do now, everybody thinks they can do it. Is that a disadvantage or what? It's
a disadvantage, you know, because you're no longer groomed to be a career musician. Because if you just rely on those floaty loops, preset sound, you know, and then you put them together and you say, hey, get up, so that's music. It's not music. Yeah. Because it's not going to keep you in there for a long time. You understand? Because you have not passed through the school. You have not been mentored to know how to sit down and be inspired to write a song. Okay. I can be at third mainline and a melody is knocking on my head. I bring my phone, I whisper the melody down, I keep it. You know, I come back to it maybe in a month's time. You know, so I know that song just came. And I was able to capture it. It's always in the air. Yeah. It's always in the air. And so when I capture it and I want to now, you know, work on that particular message. Yes. And so it will take me some time, step by step, not just waiting, you know, I got this, but create beat, you know, and next tomorrow it's on the air. Yes. No, there's a difference.
So it doesn't even need to go on air these days. It just goes on YouTube.
So everybody can sing now. Yes. You know, with the kind of softwares that we have. Yes. You can sing. In fact, there is one I saw 2 weeks ago. So if you're not a singer, yes, just be able to sing anyhow.
AI polishes it.
Yes. So you now go to the setting and look for your favorite artist. You want your voice to sound
like that. Yes,
and so they will assign your gibberish to that. And you start hearing wonderful singing. Yes. So people now know that So anybody can sing, Abi. And anybody can be a musician.
Yes.
And fortunately, you realize that the social media phenomenon, is something that is helping this kind of drive. You can imagine if there was social media in our days.
We are not good day town now. You would have traveled out.
In the days of early sunnier days.
Yes, now they will not be around now. They will be on the moon.
You will not even see them.
Yes.
You understand? But that is why we say it's the prayer of a good father that the sons will do far more than we have done.
Exactly.
And the youths are actually going near there now, because in our days we were faced with a particular fact that we were unable to say this is a Nigerian music.
Yes.
You understand? Because you have Akmala, you have Juju, so you cannot say those are national music, no? You have high life. We had reggae, we had all kind of music. But today, our youth have been able to, through this same software,
blend out
a particular unique sound that you can play in Asia,
which is what they now call Afrobeats.
So you now
they
say,
say beat.
No, say
Afrobeats. Yes.
So you now can say this is coming. This must be a Nigerian music.
Yes.
Anywhere you play it in Europe, this must be coming from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the Spanish and the Europeans now are beginning to even study.
Yes. The
our
phenomenon.
Music. Yes. And so it's now become a global village, music-wise.
Yeah.
Because very soon you realize that, a Spanish person can sing in Yoruba.
Yes.
Very, very well.
Sing very well. Now, but in fact, talking about that, you play the role of a mentor, a producer to a lot of young artists and talents. What do you derive from doing that?
I derive joy. It's like sowing a seed, planting seeds,
Yes.
And it hurts me most of the time that I do not have the funding to actually project some of the people I come across. And so the little money that I use in eating bread and akara, is what I still, dip my hands into to say, okay, this guy should not go like that. Come, let's see what we can make of you.
Talking about come, I know that there's a young lady you
yes,
are promoting.
In fact, there are about 3 or 4 of them.
Yes.
I have recorded like 8 different artists, but these 2 seem to have, how would I put it? When you have an old woman in a young skin.
Okay.
You understand? For example, the one called Dara. That one is I don't know. He's deep in thinking about global warming. He's obsessed with the fact that the world, is going the way it's going because of the negligence of the world leaders.
Yes.
And so she talks about global warming.
Yes.
And I said, okay. The very day she came to my studio, the auntie brought her and I said, they'll be disturbing her. You want to meet me? You want to meet me? I said, okay. I said, okay, how are you there? I said, fine. Why do you want to see me? He said, I can sing. I want you to, mentor me. I laughed. I said, she was 17, 18. So I said, okay, sing, let me hear. When this girl opened her mouth, I said, okay, sing me your favorite song. I realized that I was dealing with a very, very strong vocalist. So I now told her, based on what your thinking is, give me 3 months. I'm going to write a song on global warming for you.
Okay.
The song is ready now. And I'm sure in another 1 month you will hear it. You cannot believe what this little girl did. This other one here now, Divine, Uwa, they call her stage name. The mother brought her and said, she's a church member, and said, your daughter is disturbing me. I said, come to the studio. I came to the studio. I listened to her. She's obsessed and she's angry about the system. She's very, very angry about the system. And so some of her snippets on the internet at the moment say, growing up, my mother used to tell me how sweet this country. Why is it in our own time they are destroying it?
Yeah.
you know. So they were, you know, cut out snippets of thoughts like that.
Yeah.
And he said you say minimum wage should be 30,000, and then you expect my mother to go and buy a bag of rice for 75,000 naira. Where is the money going to come from? So that's only going to encourage corruption. So when you hear words from these small things, and I say, wow, I thought we were there.
So really, the opportunities are endless, but they just need to be nurtured and managed.
That costs a lot of money.
Final question to you. How long have you been wearing your dreads?
Oh, this will be about 26.
26?
Yeah, 26 years.
Any chance you're cutting it soon?
Well, if the spirit says so.
I'm not looking at you.
I said if the spirit says so.
I know the look. Well, it's been a very nice time talking to you, my brother and friend, Orits Willki.
Yes, my brother.
I'm sure sometime soon we will get together again and have more conversations.
It's always my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bless you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's been Orits Willki on Timeless Conversations with me. I look forward to another time when we'll bring someone else who will be as interesting. Thank you for watching. Take care.